I feel like a 50-year-old man got thrown in a washing machine with bricks. Let's talk about it. Okay, but for real, today killed me. Today really feels like it killed me. I feel like I'm angled a little bit. Am I angled a little bit? Fix that. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Anyway, okay, tactical games, prep. Yeah. Since I've never done one of these and don't know anybody personally that has, it's kind of hard to really do that. So basically, whenever I come out to the range, these last few weekends I just kind of try to run myself to death in a way, in a practical sense, maybe. I tried to get some, it'll either be B-roll or a short little other video, but I did one quick little run. Oh, they call them battles at the tactical games, and I guess I should call them scenarios because they're not battles. I don't want to be a copycat or one of those nerdy whatever, but I'm wearing these things, so I guess I gotta be nerdy now. And sorry, I need to drink water. I'm going to pass that on the way home. Anyway, scenarios. So I ran 2 scenarios today. One short, one long, kind of long. The short one, basically, I'm not going to break it all down to you, but it consisted of shorter 25-yard sprints with a 50-pound bag of sand and dragging a 100-pound bag of sand. Running up and down the hill, which is probably, 150-ish yards or so with some ammo cans. And in the ammo cans, for whatever reason, someday I want to do something with this stuff, but I don't know. But I've got a bunch of steel case stuff, Wolf, Tula, mostly Wolf. And I got a bunch of that, and I figured, hey, that'd make good weights for these cans. Well, honestly, I think dirt weighs more because it fills in all the little gaps and stuff. It's still pretty heavy, don't get me wrong. My hands were kind of tired, but run up the hill and back down and assume shooting and stuff. Basically getting your heart rate up and shooting and trying to keep consistency. And I tell you what, where to go? There's lizards all over the place and they're jumping, and it sounds like stinking like Bigfoot running through the forest. Okay. This guy right here, we're going to talk about him, but what we're talking about real quick before that, the pistol. I used to could shoot these things relatively okay, and I can see now that I am severely out of practice with my pistol work, meaning especially when I go one-handed, off-handed. Now, I could give myself, like, handicaps, right? You know why and all that. But really, in essence, I should be better left-handed because I should have to focus on extreme fundamentalism, right? Extreme fundamental, because I have to focus on different things, right? Anyway, I shoot like crap with a pistol. I'm just going to be straight up with you. And part of that could be the fact that this gun has always run the XS big dot sights, and those have been fine, except for the fact that I never shoot the gun. I always shoot my other guns, which have red dots. Aha! So there's your I got you thing right there, okay? Because I shoot with red dots most of the time with pistols. Because they're cool, but you can't use them in the games. Gotcha. So, I have to use irons. And so I busted off the XS big dots, and I put on the old Glock plastic sights, right? And I just can't hit. Those things are hitting like a foot high. When I'm real close, like 7 yards and in, point aim, point impact, perfect, all day, bullseye, ding, 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 great. There's this magical thing that happens when I step back to like 10, 15 yards, all right? Then I'm like a foot high. And then like forbid it all that I step back to 25 yards. I don't know where, I mean, they're hitting out of 30, out of 5, 10, 50, about 20 rounds, I got like 5 hits on paper. It was on paper, on a silhouette, on a big old silhouette. It's gross. So I really need to work on my pistol stuff. The bummer is I've got some irons coming in from China, so they probably won't be any better. But, you know, fiber optic front sight, they're steel. I don't know if they'll be any better or not, but they're supposed to have been here like 2 weeks ago, and they're not here. So who knows if those will get here, and they'll probably show up like the day before the games, and I'm not even going to mess with them then. So anyway, that's the pistol stuff. Isn't necessarily a dedicated video about the guns. This is just an overall what I did today kind of thing, and kind of going more into depth on it. But since we're on the subject of guns, this I think is what I'm going to run. I've talked before about wanting to run clone, like super clone, run a Beretta M9 or 92 FS, whatever. I don't really have an M9. But run a Beretta, run my Mark 18, burn it down, like, dude, this is going to be awesome. Okay, well, that's cool and all until you really start wanting to try to win and you realize that that thing is heavy. Really is pretty freaking heavy. And I don't know how much this guy weighs right now. I haven't busted out a scale, but holding the two of these, maybe it's an illusion because this guy is a little bit longer, a couple inches longer. And it just feels lighter. I don't know why, but excuse me. But yeah, but we are going to run with this. This is the first time I ever actually filled out paperwork for an SBR to travel across borders and stuff, or not borders, but state lines. And that's actually really pretty easy. It took about a week for the paperwork to come back. And it's like, yeah, go ahead, go for it. Great, thanks, appreciate it. It scared me for a minute when it came in. I was like, what is the ATF contacting me for? Like, what the world? Red flag laws! Anyway, but it was cool. So, real quick, because I will make a dedicated video of this, because this is changing. Like, almost every time I come out here, I try something different. As of right now, we have, I think this is a BCM, right? Yes, this BCM stock, which I love, okay? This lower came off the Mark 18, so all the little pieces are Colt. Okay, the trigger is in I don't remember. It's a Geisley something. I don't remember. It's not an SSAE. I had one of those and something happened to it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But this is either a GS2 or the GS2E. I don't remember. Anyways, Geisley trigger. Whatever. But it is an SBR, so don't worry about all that. And then the upper is a PSA, Palmetto State. The barrel is a PSA, I do believe. This was the poor man's M4 clone that I cut down, and I cut it down again. So it's a 12.5-inch gun running the Surefire closed tine war comp. Okay, Magpul backup sights and an EOTech. What is this? The 553. I think it's 553. I always get it 553, 552. I don't remember. It's the correct one, except that it's black and it should be tan, whatever. And it's not marked with the nomenclature for whatever, but it's cool. Works for me. I love it. So far, and the sling's a knockoff sling. So far, this guy has been very good. As far as being lighter weight than the other guns. Sorry, man, my back. I need to stand up straight or I'm going to die. So far, this guy has done very well as far as shooting. Shooting consistently is good, but then it seems like every time I come out here, I switch something out. I had this guy on here, and then I switched it back to an A2, and then I put a 3-tine. And then, what else I put? I had a YHM mount on here. This thing keeps going from mount to mount to mount, and every time I come out, I got to re-zero and spend my time re-zeroing. So, anyway, this time when I came out, I put that guy on, or I put him on right before I came out, and I'll take a picture of this so you can see, but this is you probably can't see it. I will take a picture for you. This is three-shot groups, okay, at 100 yards, which should probably be a lot better, but it is what it is. This up here is a 5-shot group of what, M855A1, right? So maybe that's why this thing doesn't shoot so great, because that stuff's apparently pretty detrimental to your guns if they're not made for it. So it opened up a little bit bigger and it shifted point of aim. But so far this guy has been okay. Okay, and this is the ammo that I'm using, and I'm just using the LAX reloads 223 55 grain stuff. I was gonna go with some 62 grain. I was going to go with some 68 grain. I was like, you know what? From everything I can see, these people only shoot 100 to 200, maybe 400 yards. I don't know. And if you shoot 400 yards, get a good zero and just go for it. It's fun, and I probably won't hit anything if I had my Mark 12 anyway, because your heart rate's all up and crappy and all that. So, yeah. Sorry, that was a vomit of information for you. That's the guns and stuff, dude. The war belt, I think I made actually, I don't think I've made any video on this thing, I don't think. I'll do individual stuff on this, but this has worked out so far today. It actually worked out really good. Humongous shout out to the guy that owns this range. Very good friend of mine, Matt. Y'all have heard me talk about him before. He donated this to the channel, right? In his words, I'm running this tactical games for the people that can't, basically. Basically for him, because he didn't want to sign up. I'm going to get him to sign up, hopefully. Lord willing, Matt, you better sign up sometime. I want to run it again, hopefully, if I don't die. But this thing has worked out pretty cool. It's a Condor, I think a Condor lightweight. Yeah, it's Condor. Surprisingly, it's actually pretty stinking good. I had my doubts about it at first because, like, Condor, I'm like, yeah, I don't even know if I want to run a war belt. I was just going to run everything on my, what is it, a Airy spell? I don't mean, if I remember, I'll put it in there somewhere. But it's my EDC belt, super, super stiff. I've ran it here a couple times, and it worked great. Really, really great, because it's a very stiff belt, so it holds weight very, very well. Problem with that is every time you take it on, take it off, you would have to unloop all your stuff from it, and that's going to be a pain in the butt. This guy, however, he came with some pads, right? You can see these Velcro pads, and I'll detailed reviews later. But I took those pads off and got myself a Black Hawk Velcro inner belt. This guy straps on just fine, perfectly, wonderfully, fits very, very well. Did my run, had no issues. I even tripped. My jelly legs gave out, and I tripped, skidded, scuffed my belt all over the ground, and yeah, the belt was fine. It was all good. It didn't come loose. I didn't even hear a big old. It was great. It was fine. Huge shout out again to Matt for the mag carriers, right? The mag pouches. These have been very, very good. I don't remember exactly who makes these, but dang, dude. Oh, right here. One Tigris. Tigris. Tigris, whatever. They work out pretty stinking well. I really like them. I'll get into other stuff later. This guy's pretty cool. I've had this holster for a little bit and haven't been able to optimize it very well, but I could be one of them cool guys now that's got one of these Safariland. I can get it out. See, no, I'm not super cool because I don't know how to use it yet. But one of these thingies, right, where you got the little male part that goes into the female part because that's how God made it. Bam! Just like that. It's awesome, dude. It really is actually pretty cool. And then I got the leg strap for it, and leg strap did work. Again, when I went running with this thing about 1.5 miles, running around through the woods, Robin Hood and Little John, and jelly legged out and scraped all over everything. Thing didn't give me any worries about it. It wasn't, the strap wasn't riding up on my leg. My pants weren't bunching up. I don't have it strapped down super, super, super tight. Maybe that's why. People might wear it wrong sometimes. I don't know. But it did its job. It did well. I liked it. It was really pretty good. So yeah, that's that stuff. This guy, if you saw me do this morning when I released it, I made the video last night, which would have been on the 30th. This is the Rothco lightweight plate carrier that I had to fix a little bit. So far, so good. Stitching seems to be fine. It was as comfortable as it was before. No real issues or anything. I would think that maybe it's not breathing as much, but I honestly can't tell. I don't have thermometers on my shoulders right here. It was fine. It worked out really fine. And in all honesty, if it keeps up like this, I could very well run these into games. Since I already ordered another plate carrier, and that one's a little bit nicer depending on how well it fits and all those things, I'll probably still run that one. But this guy might end up being, an extra trainer one. Or if I can talk my brother or somebody else to do these games with me, and they don't have a plate carrier group, I can have a loaner. But it worked out fine. No issues with that at all. Worked out perfectly well. I think that's about it, y'all. I really do. It was a lot of fun. I started out a little bit late. Video work here. I mean, I'm really kind of trying to focus right now on the training aspect of this and getting quality stuff done. I tell you what, though, when I got here, I usually come in the mornings, right? And this morning was beautiful, like in the 70s. Like, yeah, okay, this is better. This is better. Well, unfortunately, however you want to look at it, my wife had to go study for some test stuff coming up, and so I missed out on the morning shift down here. And so when I got out here, it was about 2:45, 90-something, 2 degrees. But dude, it was hot. And when you're down here, you can see all the trees around here. And unless you get a good wind, it's not super windy down in here, right? Because you got trees all around. It creates a nice little tunnel if you get the wind right. There wasn't a lot of wind here today. So I did my short little run. It took me 5 minutes. My watch said I burned 100 calories. It took me 5 minutes to do the short little run. And dude, I was toasted. I was so stinking toasted. That killed me. I was like, holy cow, this is bad. I sat there, drank a bottle of water. I was like, man, I'm going to die. And that was 5 minutes, y'all. So I don't know what's going to happen with these games. But it was cool. After that, I chilled out a little bit, shot a little bit, calmed down, drank some water. Probably one reason why I didn't drink a lot of water this morning. But anyway, and then I went and did my run. I did a different version of my run where basically you shoot a few rounds, rifle. That's the one I videotaped with the GoPro, wherever it is. If it turns out, I'll make a video about that. It would be short, not like this one. But that's where I did like a couple of rounds, rifle pistol from the 25-yard, took off, ran the loop, which is about 1.5 miles, came back, 3 mags of 5 with the rifle, 1 mag of 5 with the pistol, 25 yards. It did all right. nothing to write home about. Rifle, I think I missed one. I have to look at the target again. I only real quickly counting, I had 19 holes. Unless I double tapped one, which I very well could have. I mean, there's a big old cluster of bullets. And then pistol, I can't remember. I have to look it up. But it was a fun drill. I did feel a lot better after drinking water and chilling out. So yeah, especially now, drink your water. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking in circles, but really, I need to get home. Bugs coming out, and zombies and things like that come out at night around here. So yeah, we gotta go. So yeah, let me know what y'all think, and I'm going to do. Pretty much done with this guy as far as reviews go. If something happens, but the battle belt, Condor battle belt, and then individually breaking down the guns as I'm going to use them once I get all the pieces for them. It'd be stupid to make an in-depth video and then the next week change all the parts out and then do it again. That'd be stupid. But once I get closer to an actual set, like, okay, this is what I'm going to use, then I will make a video for y'all. Anyway, we're done. Shut up. Y'all be good to be safe. Appreciate everything, and we will catch y'all in the next video.